Hey everybody! Hello! Happy Friday evening. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way because I've spoken to a few people. I seem to see a few people doing it this way as well. If you turn your phone, it's much easier to view. You're looking at a freshly brewed coffee. This is the day 14 of the 30-day Periscope challenge. I'm Natalie Sisson, suitcase entrepreneur. I'm literally going to sit down here with the coffee and answer any of your questions that you may have about business, mindset, lifestyle, my mind map Periscope that I put out yesterday, which was all about the right to freedom. Woo! Okay, there we go. Yay! And also, look, my hair is less wild today. I actually had my hair finally colored yesterday, so looking a little more less unruly. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. As I said, this is day 14 of the 14-day Periscope challenge. I haven't had my coffee yet this morning because I had a 2-hour introspective call with Matthew Galizzi. Galizzi sounds so cool. No, I'm not holding the phone funny. I know it looks like it to you guys, but if you turn it on your side, it'll be horizontal mode, which is infinitely better for playing back on video. And all of my Periscope challenges are on youtube.com/Natalie Sisson. I've been watching some of the big names doing this way, and it is a little bit easier. Well, I get that you can't type, but I can read your messages sideways. Somebody put, I turn it on my side, it's upside down. How is that? I'm not sure how that is. But I noticed Michael Hyatt, Darren Rouse, Jamie Tardy, a few other people have been doing it on their side. I must admit it is easier for reading if I do it this way. Hi from Auckland. Do you think Scotland have a chance to win the Rugby World Cup? Great question. No. Sorry, that was a little bit honest. I would really like to see Wales, actually. I think they'd be really awesome. Hey from Canada, in Greece now with major jet lag, but it's 2 a.m. and you're glad you're on. I'm glad this is a good time for you. Excellent. And hi, Amanda. Jet lag, yeah, that's not a fun one. And probably one of the best things that you can do is take some melatonin, if you can, to readjust to the daylight time. And does it bother you that USA doesn't care about FIFA? Not really. I don't really care about FIFA. I think it's a terrible organization on the whole, but I'm glad that some of the people have been chucked out of that organization. Anyway, Wales I'm really excited about for the Rugby World Cup. Obviously the All Blacks because I'm a huge rugby fan. And, thank you so much, Andy. I'm glad you paused my podcast to tune in to listen to me here. Good to see you guys. So this is the Ask Me Anything day within reason. So is that around business, mindset, or lifestyle? Is that around Periscope? Is that around anything you'd like, really? Also have a 2-year-old who is flying high awake right now. Oh, not fun. Yeah, the little kids, they're on a different time zone altogether when you've got jet lag, huh? But I'm glad that you're enjoying Greece. So I would love to see some hearts up there, and for any of you people who are on here with stupid comments, you can go join another Periscope. Do I see many hobbits? No, but I do see a lot of short people here with hairy feet, so you never know, they might in fact be hobbits. How young am I? I like to ask the question, how young am I? I am 38 years young and feel like a 28-year-old most of the time. Yeah, I know you can block the jerks, but I actually can't even be bothered to do that. And luckily, usually they don't turn up on my Periscopes, which I love. I usually get great engagement. The last couple of Periscopes have been fantastic. I've loved all the questions that have come out. I'm from New Zealand, and I'm currently in New Zealand, in Wellington, hometown, also known as coolest capital in the world. So if you have any questions at all for me, please just fire away. Happy to answer them. Thank you for the love, green hearts, pink hearts, awesome. Yeah, trollers will always jump. You know what? There's trollers everywhere, and I was just speaking to somebody the other day. Do I have many, what's this? Do you see the hearts change to bats now if peeps share your scope? Oh, that's so cool. Can you guys share my scope? Just go, well, actually, I think there's a little button there. If you click on it, you can tell I'm not a huge Periscoper. If you tap the screen, you get hearts. But somebody was just saying, because it's coming up to Halloween, if you share the scope into your Twitter field and with your followers, it'll actually turn into bats. That's pretty cool. I like that. I already answered that question, Butterfly 286. If you can't hear what I'm saying, then you possibly don't have the sound on your phone that you are listening into. So questions here for today are around business, mindset, lifestyle, anything you'd love to ask. What inspires me? Right now, freedom inspires me, and my Right to Freedom initiative, which I just released yesterday. You can go to right2freedom.com to check that out, maybe be part of the first ever survey on it. I'd love to know what you think freedom means to you. Somebody asked, where's the best place in the world? Where's the best place in the world for combining, I think it was weather and also working. I've actually written about this quite a bit in the Suitcase Entrepreneur book. And I've talked about, it really depends on whether you are wanting culture, whether you're wanting a language change, whether you're wanting certain type of weather, whether you want to be in cities, country, rural, etc. Some of my favorite places for great internet and good sunshine are Portugal. For those of you who saw me in Portugal earlier this year, love that place. In addition to that, there are some fantastic spots in South America, Medellin and Colombia I've not been to, but it's becoming a big entrepreneurial hub for those very reasons. It's reasonable to live there. The internet is good. There's a lot of entrepreneurs there. It's great lifestyle, good weather. And also, I would say Brazil, and then the various parts of Europe where it's super reasonable. I love Berlin for that matter. So it really depends on what you're after. Somebody said, do you think this is a good platform for business? I actually did a whole Periscope around Periscope the other day and a podcast on it. So I think it can be, depending on how you're wanting to use it. Wow, there's so many questions coming through. I can't actually answer them. Maybe I should have thought about the strategy behind this. So perhaps go back and visit that one, youtube.com/Natalie Sisson. Somebody said, give me a peace sign. Well, I'm pretty sure the peace sign is like that. But my Right to Freedom sign is like that, which is right to freedom. Okay, somebody else just had a great question there and it went by. So if you can ask them again, that would be fantastic. But yeah, Periscope, I am very interested in. I think it's got scope, basically, to expand. Absolutely. I think, did you mean Scouts Honor? Is that Scouts Honor? Because if it is Scouts Honor, it's also Right to Freedom. You know what? I think every symbol that can be done with your hands has probably been done. My friend Greg Matthews sent me a summary of all the rude symbols that you can do with your hands the other day, and pretty much all of them mean something else as well. What service do I offer my main audience? What service do I offer my freedom fighter community? The main thing that I offer them right now is value, knowledge, and inspiration, and I do that through the Freedom Plan program, my definitive program, which I launch a couple of times a year, and my Freedom Collective community, which is an online community you can join at any time. And basically in there is monthly coaching. I bring in experts to talk around specific topics to do with business, mindset, and lifestyle. And there's also accountability, masterminding, and general questions and answers. It's an awesome community. Digital nomads, entrepreneurs, people who are basically wanting to hang out with smart, savvy, happening people online. What advice do I give to somebody starting out who's a mum? Probably the same advice I give to anybody starting out. Get really, really clear on what you want your life to look like and how your business is going to support that. Because the minute you get into running your business, you get really tied up in it if you're not careful, and you start working in the business rather than on it. So you can get really clear on how much time you want to be spending on your business, how much you'd like to make, how many hours a week, what type of business it is. That will really help you out before you dive in the deep end. Got lots more advice on this over at suitcaseentrepreneur.com. What inspired me to start my business? Many things, but ultimately quitting the corporate world. So I was pretty sick and tired of being in the corporate world and working for other people and being constrained by all their bureaucratic nonsense. So that made me fly to Vancouver, Canada, play World Championship Ultimate Frisbee. And actually, I didn't start my own business straight away. I co-founded a technology company, but I was so ready to go into business for myself and do my own thing. What type of business do I run? Got asked this question the other day. Essentially, I think I am an online education. So I am teaching entrepreneurs how to build more streamlined, better businesses and do that to support their ideal lifestyle. I'm in the business of selling freedom, if I'm being really cheeky. But essentially, yeah, everything I do is online education. Hey, Van Girl, how can I find businesses I can wholesale my product I designed to? Well, I hope that you designed a product based on what customers were actually wanting, and therefore you should be able to sell that to your customers directly. If you've got a product and now you're trying to sell it, that's always a little tricky, and that's why I always think that you should validate your market and validate your idea first by surveys or landing pages, or basically just getting in front of your customers and asking if they indeed want what you're going to provide. Thank you to somebody who said they love my book. I really appreciate that. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Natalie Sisson, same as on Periscope. Pretty much the same in every place. They're modest wedding gowns. All right. Well, I mean, modest wedding gowns. Are wedding gowns becoming really unmodest these days? Is that what it is? Thank you for the tapping of the love. Did you know that when you go and review your own Periscope and you watch your own replay, you can give yourself hearts? I'm not sure that that's the point of it, isn't it? It's supposed to be about the content that you're putting out. Anyway, thank you for the hearts that are coming out. Love the yellow ones. What helped you at your beginning stages to succeed and grow your business? Great question. Surrounding myself with the right people, which is why the Freedom Collective community was so important for me to create. So I actually was part of a mentorship scheme at the time. I was in Vancouver, Canada, and I joined one of the women entrepreneurs groups, and they had a mentoring group, and I got partnered up with a male CEO actually in a tech company, and we would meet every 2 to 4 weeks to discuss where I was at, what I was challenged with, what I needed help on. Just to sound out and have a sounding board was fantastic. That, and I think just getting down and taking action and doing the work and believing in myself. Hi everybody, I'm Natalie Sisson. If you've just joined, I'm the Suitcase Entrepreneur and recent founder of the Right to Freedom initiative, Right as an RIGHT, 2 as in the digit, freedom.com. And I have a really, really, really short survey right there that I would love for you guys to take, like really short, because you can be part of this movement by helping me with the preliminary research. I want to get around 1,000 to 2,000 responses in that very short survey. Basically ask you where you're from, where you're at, what demographic you're in, and what does freedom mean to you. That's kind of it. And then you'll be part of this movement. You'll actually be able to get that data from me, and I'll release that to you, and you'll be instigating this Right to Freedom movement, which is all about, I believe everybody has the right to freedom. So I'm going to be doing the world's first global study, I hope, to define better what that actually means to people. You say it's important for me to take a web class about branding. What's important? You know what's most important in building an online business or taking classes and learning is understanding who your audience is. And that answers the second question as well. What's the best way to engage with an audience and build a dedicated client list is to really understand and know what your ideal customers want. So for the person who have built the modest wedding gowns, that's great. Do you know that there's definitely a market out there who want modest wedding gowns? And if there are, go and talk to them. Put your product in front of them. Ask them what else they need. And so I think the biggest thing that you can go about learning is how to understand and market to your ideal customers. So the more you can understand them, the better. The more you understand how your brand, your messaging, everything you put out there is going to affect them and impact them, the more successful you're going to be. So if you're going to learn anything, I would try and understand the psychographics, really, of ideal customers. Hi, Lilith. Great to see you. And also how to market to them, how to speak in their language, how to know their trigger points, how to know how to make them take action. Yes, thank you. Got it done yesterday, finally. Looks way more rolly than it did yesterday when I was blown about in the Wellington wind. So yeah, those are some of the most important things to know and understand when it comes to running a business. Oh, I'm loving those green hearts over there. My coffee's getting cold. You guys are asking such great questions. If you want, you can use the hashtag 30dayPC, so 30dayPC for Periscope Challenge. If you don't get to answer your question here or I missed it, you can ask it there and just use that hashtag. And you can also say at Natalie Sisson, you missed my question. That will be brilliant because then I can actually answer it for you. Oh, I love those hearts. They're sort of like green leprechauns this morning. Okay, I've got questions for you. Who else is watching the Rugby World Cup right now and is a Rugby World Cup fan? Hi, Kim. Anybody? We had somebody on here earlier and they were like, do you think Scotland can win the Rugby World Cup? And I kind of went, no. But you know what? I'm not the expert here. I think they've got a great team this year, but I don't know if they can win. Love the green hearts. Any questions about anything? Otherwise, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and make a late brunch. I'm going to drink my semi-hot coffee. I'm going to enjoy some time with Max the dog. And I'm going to be hitting the gym this afternoon because I feel like I need to get a really, really good workout in. So I'd love to know what you guys are doing around the world. Oh, that's your green hearts, Lilith. Thank you. They're lovely. Otherwise, you can join me here tomorrow every single day until the end of October. Do I have a team? Yeah, I have a team. Pretty awesome team, actually. So I have a virtual assistant based in the Philippines. Angeline has been with me for, almost 2 years. I have Rolly, my podcast and video editor, also in the Philippines, but a different part of it. He's been with me a long time as well. I have a WordPress developer guy who helps me with my membership sites. He is actually based in Switzerland. And I've recently taken on 2 ambassadors, my sister here in New Zealand to do my branding and design for Right to Freedom, and Kasia, who is based in the US but is from Poland, for the web design, web development aspect. And then I bring on contractors whenever I need them for certain things. So I'll be building out my team for sure of ambassadors and also paid team members for Right to Freedom and Suitcase Entrepreneur even more over the coming months. Oh, look at those hearts. Lilith, you rock. It kind of matches my green eyeliner. Haha. You're welcome, Sierra. Great question. Everybody needs a team. Everybody needs support. When you're an entrepreneur, you can't do it alone. You've got to have a team of awesome people with you. The coffee's getting cold. How would you use the web for business when you also meet with individuals as well? Well, I do the same. So all of it starts online, generally through Twitter, LinkedIn, conversations, email, etc. And then it goes offline when I go into meetings, workshops, events, masterminds, retreats. So it's very logical how you use it in my mind. You know, that's the instigator, the feed, that's the initial response, questions, answers, and contact. And then you can take it offline, so you can connect with them first online, then you can take it offline for a deeper conversation, a more meaningful conversation, an in-person meetup. Talk a lot about freedom and how does it apply in the business world? Great question. And do I think there's enough of it in the business world? Absolutely. But not in some parts of the world where people are just 24/7 enraptured with their business or just working way too hard and never taking any time off. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. That is not freedom in my mind. So, okay, right now I know that Gary Vaynerchuk is speaking live at Thrive because I just saw John Lee Dumas's, who's a friend, his live Periscope, and he was filming Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary is one person who, even though I admire him and think he's done an incredible job, I do not agree at all with his outlook on life, which is hustle all the time, work ridiculous hours, and just do that all the time. Like there's nothing else than work. He even once said that he wanted to clone himself so that he could spend more time with his family. And I was like, dude, why don't you just spend more time with your family? You earn millions, got a hugely successful business, but you work all the time and you don't know anything else. Your default is on. And personally, he might die of a heart attack at a young age if he's not careful, because that's not freedom in my mind. That is not freedom. That is not living your life and experiencing every moment. That is focusing on one thing and one thing only. Now, it's good to focus at times and really get ahead on one project, but you've got to have a life, and your life should be about experiences. It should be about travel. It should be about experiencing different cultures, meeting other people, getting outside of your comfort zone, spending quality time just relaxing and chilling. Yeah, delegation, great point. So delegation allows you to have more freedom in business. Streamlining your business, using better tools allows you to have more freedom in your business. Being more disciplined, taking time off, ultimately allows you to get more time, money, and freedom. So thank you for all the love, Lilith, and your beautiful green hearts, and to everybody else who's been on this. I just really appreciate you guys turning up every day on Periscope, and I really want an open-ended format today where you can just ask questions, and there's been some great ones. There's actually been so many. They whiz past, and I miss them, but more of those to come. Yes, and thank you, Lilith. Check out righttofreedom.com, my new initiative and movement that I hope is going to be the world's first global study on freedom. And in the meantime, thank you so much for your questions. I'm glad you appreciate the answers. And you'll catch me again tomorrow around 11 to 11:30 New Zealand time, 6 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, thereabouts, unless I'm a little bit later like today. And then all of these Periscopes are going up onto youtube.com/Natalie Sisson, where you will see them there. So thanks once again for your questions. Just checking out my tennis tan here on Periscope, not so good. And I really look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow and telling me more of your thoughts about Periscope in general and also what we're discussing here. And I think you should check out yesterday's, which was really cool. It was around mind mapping. So if you've ever wanted to use mind map to get really clear on a project, that is a good one to look at. All right, you have an awesome day too. Thank you, everybody.